Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Wednesday, May 8th, 2013. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour of the day. Apparently it is dangerous to know the Clintons. It's like people joke about not wanting to be friends with Miss Marple because people tend to die around her. Same with, all the famous detectives. Rosemary and Thyme, whoever your favorite is. Well, that's a joke about, Agatha Christie's heroes and others who solve mysteries, but it's not really a joke about the Clintons. And here's an updated list. The Clinton body count, the most recent. You've probably heard of this, but it's just an interesting reminder of who people are. Judge Jeanine Pirro, Obama admin caught red-handed on Boston bombing and Benghazi. So, as with the Clintons, more of these things are coming out into the open. And Benghazi whistleblower, you should have seen what Clinton tried to do to us that night. This really brings into question anything anyone in that department says that is in favor of the current administration's official story. One reason it's so difficult to find truth is that the death list. Sometimes people are not willing to give their lives to be a whistleblower, or maybe they want to protect their children. I think it's, people need to come forward and do the right thing. It's difficult in a climate where people are killed for standing up for liberty and justice. Mega banks ATF, true culprits behind Mexican drug and gun violence. I didn't mention it, but you probably are aware that Obama gave a speech in Mexico pledging that, pretty much apologizing for their problems and their violence because they've gotten guns from this country where they're legal. Well, our having legalized firearms is not Mexico's problem, and this cuts to the heart of Mexico's problem related to the U.S. Removing the Shackles has this pretty interesting article about the RV and NESARA. In case you don't know, the RV is a revaluation of the Iraqi dinar that people say is going to be happening soon, and revaluation of some other currencies as well. Some to increase in value, some to decrease in value. Update May 7th, RV and NESARA and TANSTAAFL. Dee just gets into it here, and based on her intel and her perspective, makes some comments. And I think one of the most interesting aspects here is the way she discusses NESARA, and that evidently something representing NESARA is going to come out, but she doesn't feel that it is going to absolutely cut to the heart of what is wrong. My feeling on this is she's probably right. I don't really doubt that. However, I think that whatever happens with all of this is going to increase the momentum that the liberty movement has, and just, it's just an opportunity to keep up the pressure. And as I've said before, I really believe that it's going to require many people and a mainstream of people applying pressure to break down these walls of tyranny. And evidently Professor Griff agrees with me World unites against the Illuminati. Professor Griff on fire. And he was on InfoWars Nightly News. But I use this link as opposed to InfoWars because there's another video here. Just in case you're not familiar with Professor Griff, it's fun to listen to him. He's an interesting guy, has a great heart, and is definitely a freedom fighter. Air Force brochure on sexual assault advises victims to submit rather than resist attackers. I know this is not extremely significant news, but it just kind of gives a perspective of how the official government position seems to be that we relinquish our personal power and roll over rather than resist attackers or whoever. So I just wanted to put that in here. SEAL Team 4 commanding officer best known for finding and killing Osama bin Laden commits suicide. There's a gut punch for you. And we don't obviously accept just because someone says that someone committed suicide that they did. And of course this man knows some pretty dark secrets, and I'm guessing that most people who are watching this video do not really believe that SEAL Team 4 did find and kill Osama bin Laden at the time that it's claimed they did. So this is kind of dark and creepy. God have mercy on the SEAL, what's left of the SEALs, and help them to be with the white hats, the white knights, be the good guys. I'm sure that's why they got involved in the SEALs. 29 shocking facts that prove that college education in America is a giant money-making scam. And there are indeed 29 facts here. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom because I think some of these are the most significant. The fact that they do not help you get a job anymore, college degrees. It used to be the reason a college degree helped people get a job was because college graduates were more rare, and that was, one of the first filters that a corporation or company could use when hiring was, do they have a college graduation? Well, if everybody has one, that is not going to distinguish anybody. So 48% of all recent college graduates have not been able to find a job in their chosen field. 53% of all Americans with a bachelor's degree under the age of 25 were either unemployed or underemployed. According to the American Bar Association, only 56% of all law school graduates in 2012 were able to find a full-time job that requires a law degree. And close to half of all recent college graduates are working in jobs that do not even require a college degree. So hey, if you know some graduates, people that are preparing to graduate from high school, you might want to be careful how you counsel them. Maybe you can, if you have a little money, instead of spending money on your kids' college education, maybe you can spend money on setting them up in a aquaculture business or something like that. Some kind of technical skills. I am finishing today with 3 good news pertaining to health, natural news articles. Cholesterol is not the enemy. It's inflammation that's making you fat and killing you slowly. And yesterday I had that article about how most of us carry an electrical charge that stimulates inflammation, and how through contact with the earth we can discharge that and have less inflammation. And so it's good to know that the real issue is indeed inflammation. Peru bans GMOs. Will America take the hint and follow suit before it's too late? You know, as Professor Griff, we need to get together and get rid of the Illuminati. And I was thinking even in terms of what removing the shackles, what Dee wrote about NESARA and whether it will be effective or not. As long as Monsanto is in the position that it's in, we are going to have struggles. And really all we have to do is stop buying GMOs, stop buying anything that's treated with pesticides that aren't, anything that's not organic. Don't buy it. And even in your home, around your yard, are you using Roundup? If you're using Roundup, that's money that's going directly into Monsanto's pocket. So we can stop Monsanto by not buying what they're selling. And I thought this was pretty cool. New stealth wear clothing collection protects wearers from drone detection. That is just awesome. Whatever they do to block us and keep us down, there's a way around it. We need to use courage and ingenuity and not submit. Don't take the advice from the Air Force that says, when they're raping you, submit. No, don't submit. It's your choice to be free. She Who Will Walk in the Dark thanks you for joining in on this tour of the day, and remembers, along with all of you, that every day the sun comes up and the dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty.